Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. So, the great concern that some of the groups are having as regarding the role of the Nigerian police and other security agencies in elections gets us talking tonight on the program. On my panel is the spokesperson of the Nigerian Police Force, Mr. Jima Moshood, and Mr. Ezenwa Nwago, a co-convener or a member of the Civil Society Election Situation Room and the director of Partners for Electoral Reforms. Let's get back to the conversation now. And Mr. Moshood, let me come to you quickly. These are interesting times. These are political times, indeed. And a lot of issues are here and there. There are allegations from different states, from Akwa Ibom to Ondo State to Kwara State, over the role of the Nigerian police in assembly matters, in election matters, in the issues of politicians. And these allegations and the fears people are having towards the 2019 elections. How will the police react to some of these allegations from these states?
Thank you so much. We want all Nigerians that are listening to us to know that there are a lot of antics and misinformations in the air by any perceived party that feels is losing ground, maybe in one state or the other. And they shouldn't link this to the police force. In all these states that you have mentioned, from Akwa Ibom, maybe to Kwara or Ondo, if there are possible disturbance of public peace, the police cannot hold its hand and allow that to go on. Where we receive intelligence that mayhem is about to be unleashed by any of the party on the citizens or people of the state, would equally not allow that to happen. In all these three states, we have been seeing conflict and crisis between the politicians and equally the political party that may likely lead to breakdown law and others in the state, and that's what we have. The Inspector General of Police have directed all Commissioner of Police to prevent. And in those three states, the Commissioner of Police have the discretion to assess the situation at hand and take appropriate measure to prevent the breakdown of law and order. And where people will not play the rule according to the game and they move in miscreants and thugs into assembly, for crying out loud, the assembly is sacrosanct. That's where one of the arms of democracy reside. And it's quite important for people to know that even politics, though we are not politicians, but any student politics know that politics has authoritative allocation of value shouldn't go into issue of people carrying dangerous weapons and attacking lawful people that are going through their normal engagement. So in those three states, the police have acted promptly to ensure that there's no breakdown of order, and that should not be seen or misconstrued to be any partisanship. We are not a political party. We are secure. We are the personnel of the Nigerian police force will continue to ensure that there's protection of life and property of every Nigerian anywhere they reside. Whether somebody is a member of one political party or the other, or somebody is not even a member of any party, such a person should be allowed to have his peace in such a state. So we are calling on all politicians across the divide to play the rule according to the game. And where there are issues of security concern, they should inform the Commissioner of Police in their state, and such will be addressed. But to link us with any political party or with any prevailing group or probably any other interest is doing a disservice to Nigerian police force, and we will not allow this. The Inspector General of Police have equally directed all Assistant Inspector General of Police, Commissioner of Police, and even their superior to be apolitical to ensure that they don't involve themselves in any partisanship. Any officer that is interested in joining any political party can resign from the job and go and venture into whatsoever. But the officers have been warned and strictly to adhere to all the democratic norms and policing under democracy, and to equally ensure that election, as we go into the 2019 general election, everywhere is peaceful. Outside this, we are carrying out a threat assessment in every state of the Federation to identify all the possible area where trouble can occur and where interparty
Mr. Moshood, let me allow Mr. Ezenwa to come in here. And this is a very critical one, Mr. Nwago. You know the nature of Nigerian politicians. When they win elections, everything is okay. When they do not win, nothing is working. And as we go into the elections, in the nature of politicians, there are allegations that Nigerian elections are militarized. What are your views, and what do you think should be done immediately?
Well, this is not a case, it's not a general case. I think we need to isolate the different issues and deal with them. I raised the issue of the reports of the by-election in Toro, where even coordination, interagency coordination, security coordination was very poor. And we called attention, we put out that report. INEC has already, in fact, acted on his own part of that report. And we expect that the police will take the pains to look at that issue and call those that have. Militarization is a different thing. The architecture, the security architecture for elections is clear. In the outer circles, you would have military men who would be armed, and then 300 meters or so, you will also have armed men. But no policeman, no security agent is allowed to come in with arms into the polling unit. We do not really worry about, because at what point will you say it's over-securitized? We are not worried about that. We are worried about professionalism. We are worried about impartiality. We are worried manifestly. It has to be manifest to every stakeholder that the security agencies are neutral and will ensure that the citizens who want to cast their votes in an atmosphere free of intimidation, free of oppression, and free from violence. That for us is what is important. And then there's also need to open up to citizens the politics of security deployment.
Okay.
We've made this call that the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security should accord the media and civil society perhaps an observer status, so that when you tell us that you have deployed 40,000, you have deployed 30,000, we may not want you to bring us into the very technical, deep issues that surround those deployments, but we can understand why you are deploying, the number that you are deploying, and why you are deploying to those places.
Okay.
So the real issue is about professionalism, is about neutrality.
We need to leave it at that, Mr. Ezenwa, because we are out of time. I must sincerely thank my partner tonight on the program, Mr. Jimoh Moshood, the spokesperson of the Nigerian Police Force, and Mr. Ezenwa Nwago, member of the Nigerian Civil Society Election Situation Room and the Director of Partners for Electoral Reforms. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program. Well, that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for being part of it. I'm Sean Wakimaru. Bye-bye.